Welcome to Comic Confidential, a pop culture podcast. I'm your host, Cade, and alongside me today is somebody new. So if you haven't listened to any of our Patreon episodes, unlucky for you, but I'm introducing a new person to the desk, and that is Mr. Garrett Elwood.
Yes, hello. How are we doing?
Very good. Now, for those playing at home, I'm going to let Garrett do a little bit of an introduction of himself. He is known as the animation guy within our group. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, no. Well, as I've said on the Patreon chat, I guess the next minute is going to be paid for by Patreon, I guess. No, I absolutely love animation, and I'm really happy to be on board here with the Comic Con crew. Been a big supporter since day dot, since the beginning when they did the Deadpool episode. Sitting in my lounge there and listening to it and just cracking up because these guys made so many mistakes. So
come on, mate, that was our very first episode, so just take it easy.
Now, a little bit about me. Look, love Futurama. I love all my Simpsons, American Dad, Family Guy. Like, just give me all of that stuff there. Absolutely love it. Love that I can just have that in the background and still know what the hell is going on when I come back when I'm doing stuff. Live in Cairns here with the boys, and I've been friends with Cade and Troy for about 10 years now. Yeah,
we just marked off our little milestone, cut our cake together, and went on a beautiful dinner.
It will be on his birthday.
It will be.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, his birthday. Yeah,
so coming up very quickly.
Yeah. Troy, if you're out there. Yeah, so no, looking forward to helping out, and I hope you guys like the sound of my voice.
Yeah, because you're going to be hearing a lot more of it, because Garrett is also a little bit of a pop culture aficionado. So you'll be hearing some. We've already got a couple of episodes in the bank with Garrett, and we're going to be doing a couple more animated based episodes, which Garrett will be tapping into the good old memory bank and giving us some great insight
nostalgia
on all of that. And absolutely, we're going to be dipping into some nostalgia, nice and deeply.
Yes, definitely.
So this episode is all about the death of Superman, and little friend Garrett here was incredibly excited, so he's jumped on board.
Don't know about little. I mean, I'm a pretty big dude, bigger than you, mate. So. But yeah, so I guess they call me Tony.
Yeah, they call you Tiny.
Call me Tony, ironically.
So sit back and enjoy this episode about the death of Superman. The Death of Superman is the 11th in the DC animated movie universe, and is based on the 1992 to 1993 DC comic book storyline of the same name. The story had been previously adapted in the 2000 film Superman Doomsday. However, Superman Doomsday greatly altered and condensed the story to fit within a 75-minute runtime. The Death of Superman was written to be much more faithful to the original story. According to DC's Tim Beadle, the film is much less condensed and will include many of the fan favourite moments from the story that were left out of Doomsday. The film is co-directed by James Casorna and produced by Warner Brothers Animation and DC Films. According to supervising producer James Tucker, a primary theme of the film is relationships and their impact on Superman's world. Today, we are talking about the death of Superman. Today we are talking about the death of Superman. If you couldn't tell from the pre-intro monologue, right? I pretty much kind of told you everything that you needed to know. But for those who don't know, Garrett, can you please let them know what the movie premise is?
Sure, the movie premise. So I might do an 80s. Is it 80s or 90s sort of voice there for the intro?
It's always 80s.
Oh, always 80s.
It's like the action movie intros.
All right, okay, so bear with me here. Okay. Where an unstoppable monster emerges from an asteroid that landed on Earth and begins a mindless killing rampage, the Justice League is quickly called in to stop the colossal force of nature. Unfortunately, after battling their way against the monster through America, it soon becomes apparent that only Superman can stand against the monstrosity that's been nicknamed Doomsday. While battling throughout Metropolis, the two fight to a standstill as they reach the heart of Metropolis, going punch for punch. Superman finally ends the threat of doomsday as he throws one last punch and collapses forever as the entire planet watches in devastation over the death of Superman.
Now, if you haven't guessed, we're kind of doing a full-on spoiler talk here because...
Yeah, right.
I mean, the end of the movie's in the damn title of the movie. Right. The death of Superman.
Right. No,
what? Yeah.
What?
Oh, didn't you realize this?
He dies in this?
Well, does he? We'll get to that. Now, this was actually based off a comic, like I said in the intro, and it kind of follows it a lot more closely than what the, I guess, the older animated movie did.
Yeah. So All-Star Superman was the one. Yeah.
And they actually had a Doomsday one as well.
Oh, they did too. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So it kind of... it's a different time for these DC animated movies because they kind of had to have them a little bit shorter. I guess it's just what animated movies were. Like, they weren't ever feature-length movies like these new ones are, which I'm actually much preferring.
Right.
And I guess it was just a budget thing. Like, why would Warner Brothers go out and make a, 1.5 hour long animated movie when they can make a 50-minute animated movie?
Right. No, definitely. No, I mean, they... For me, though, I mean, like, it's always been that with the animated movies, I always felt that they're just always at a better caliber, though, than the actual movies. And you're like, what are they doing? Like,
it's because they follow the source content so closely.
Right. Yeah,
and
definitely.
I don't know. It's just something kind of like those are actual comics coming to life.
Yeah.
So those animated movies were always fantastic, and they always went up and above what a real life movie can do.
Yeah.
And that's where comics are so great. They do things that movies just can't do.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's and animations like that halfway house in between where you get great stories, but you also get those super great moments that come to life from comic book pages.
Right. Yeah.
But let's talk about who's in this movie because we do have some new people. So we have Jerry O'Connell as Superman, Rebecca Romaine as Lois Lane, Rainn Wilson, a.k.a. Dwight from The Office, as Lex Luthor, Rosario Dawson, loves to stick her head in any comic book avenue as Wonder Woman. She's actually been Wonder Woman for a little while in these movies.
Yeah, she has in the previous ones,
Yeah. Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern, Christopher Gorham as The Flash, Matt Lanter as Aquaman, Shamir Moore as Cyborg. Now this is a very difficult name. I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher this, but this is Nyambi as Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, I'll pay that. Yeah, no, that sounds about right. Yeah,
and how do you feel about this?
Yeah,
Jason O'Mara as Batman.
Yeah, didn't mind that.
Yeah,
didn't mind. He's been Batman before, I believe.
Yes,
in the previous 52 ones.
Yes,
right? Yeah. And then obviously Jerry O'Connell, I have not seen I haven't seen him since Sliders, man. Do you remember that TV show back in the day?
Yes.
Yeah. How good was that TV show?
Not that good.
No, I thought it was great, man. That remote, I swear, when I was a kid, I was just pointing that remote at like walls, trying to make everything. Had this old remote and used to just play like that. Anyway, yes. So anyway, continue, my dear friend.
Now, because this is an animated movie, we don't get a whole lot of, critical feedback because why would they?
Right.
So what we could find in this movie, and believe me, it wasn't much. So IMDb give it a 7.9.
Mm-hmm. That's according to Google.
According to Google.
Not even on IMDb.
Yeah, that's very difficult to find. Yeah. And Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score gives it a 77%.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very
interesting.
Very interesting, yeah.
Now, Garrett?
Right.
Let's get into the good, the bad, and the ugly truth about this movie.
The ugly truth. Okay. Right.
Let's
start with the good.
We'll start with the good. We'll head into the bad, and then we'll give our final thoughts on the death of Superman.
Although, are we still going to do the split hit or shit?
Yes,
we are.
Yeah. We'll talk about that,
dude. Ever since Ragnarok, man, I just can't.
You can't get on board.
I can't get on board with you after that, man.
To be fair, that movie should have been something completely different.
Fair enough. Okay.
I went in there different expectations.
That's true.
That to say the movie's still good, but I don't rate it.
No, definitely check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, definitely check it out. If you haven't checked it out already, check it out. God, how long has that been out for now? God, it's been like a long time now.
Yeah,
anyway,
at least a year.
Anyway, so yeah, good stuff. All right. Did you want me to go first?
Yeah, let's let you kick it off.
All right. So I mean, some of the great moments, and like, look, I don't know if it's just me being a little sook, but I genuinely had I felt some love for Superman. Like, I felt some love between, I felt the difficulties for Superman being with Lois Lane, and keeping that secret from her. Yeah, and like there was one point where the bridge was collapsing, and he gets the Nintendo, like the little Game Boy for that kid, and he's like, everything's gonna be okay. And then the kid's like, oh, just gives him a hug, and he's like, oh, what was that all about? So no, I genuinely loved it. I thought honestly that this should have been the Batman versus Superman we should have gotten.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, without Batman, obviously,
of course,
trying to
to kind of kill
Superman, right? Because that's the sort of the story it goes.
Yeah, I one of my points here is like it's very similar to that, and they really captured Superman's essence and what he really means to the world. Right, so he's not like this. He's not the DC EU Superman. This is a Superman that's like he's loved, he's adored, and I know why they had to do it because they're killing him in this movie. They have to show why he's so important, why he's so loved. But I genuinely loved it. You know, it goes from the adults to the kids to like everyone in between. Like this guy's a integral part of Metropolis.
Well, he's an integral part of the DCU.
Absolutely, and like he's the leader of the team in this world. Yeah, he's it's a little bit different. Batman's usually the leader, but Superman's the leader of the team here. And the fact that the whole world loves him is like, it's kind of a refreshing change from, I guess and I'm putting this in bunny ears, it's the dark and gloomy Superman and Batman that we kind of get in these, in the real life action films. But yeah, I thought how great they showed him to be in this. It's a home run. No, I thought absolutely home run. And one of the things I thought was interesting too is that like they didn't really develop Superman's backstory too much in previous movies. Yes. Like, so there's a lot around, like obviously Justice League Dark. You had like Batman was sort of the main player, even in the Justice League War as well. So this one we got to see like Superman, like all of his whole part, his whole self, and like his trials, like and him worrying about his mum and dad saying too much about, like his ex-girlfriends to Lois, which I thought was hilarious. What was great about that, it's like completely relatable. Right. Exactly, because like when you take a girl home or a boy home to your parents,
you don't want that.
You don't want that.
You don't want that. You're like,
it's kind of like, Mom, Dad, don't tell them about like my ex-girlfriends.
Yeah, you don't need that.
It's like... But that's what makes it so relatable, because it really humanizes like what this Superman character is. Yeah, whereas before it's it's the Martha thing. Yeah, yeah. Whereas you don't get that this.
Oh, your mum's name's Martha as well.
Yeah, and that's where the DCU like attempted to humanize.
Yeah, it didn't work,
and it kind of obviously you just look at the internet, you look at the memes. Right. It missed the mark.
Missed it. Missed the Martha.
Yeah, Miss Martha, nice. Miss I like Martha. That. Very good. Completely. But this does a pretty good job of it. Yeah, and I like how he doesn't really want to open up to Lois Lane. But one thing I don't really get is like, how do they have such a loving relationship when she knows nothing about him?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess it could be, I guess it could be that she's like superficial about that stuff. She's just thinking, she just looks at the abs and the arms, and it's like, oh yeah, come here, farm boy. Like, I'll date you for a couple of years, and I don't know anything about you though.
But hey, you're some good eye candy.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I mean, like I genuinely loved this one. I thought it was awesome. There were some funny moments, although I thought like the astronauts.
Yeah.
Oh my God, couldn't stop laughing at that.
Why?
Oh, well, they're up there, and he's like, don't worry, Superman will save us. He always saves us. And then the asteroids are coming through and just like wiping out like his crew, and then wiped out his wife, like gone. And he's like, oh, here you are, Superman. I knew you'd come. And then bang, like the asteroids completely disintegrates him.
I thought that was such a weird way to start this movie, because it's kind of like, I didn't know where they were going with that.
No, I didn't either.
Because you're right, it's almost comedic in the sense like this guy has just got pure blind faith in this Superman. And I don't know if they meant for that to be funny.
Well, maybe, they probably didn't. But just the way that they did it was hilarious. But I guess what they were trying to do was they're trying to make it look like, like the savior that Superman is. Yes. And how missed he would be if he was gone, like, because he obviously... He didn't get up there in time to save those guys.
He didn't even know about it.
He didn't even know about it. And
to be fair, they are in the vacuum of space, so he couldn't hear him.
That's true.
I'm giving him like...
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt,
absolutely.
Right? Yeah, we'll give him the supersonic hearing just did not get to that point.
Well, it doesn't work in a vacuum.
Doesn't work in a vacuum, but so it's just to show, like, I guess how much they want, like how much the Earth needs Superman, and like what would happen. Yeah, I think that's what they were trying to get at. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It makes me think, how reliant is this world on Superman?
Right, very reliant by the looks of it. Yeah.
Absolutely,
very
he's
reliant.
like Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, he's a god amongst these men, and they treat him like that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't act like that.
And they started from the very beginning too. Like when Entergang came in, like they had, they were just destroying all these cop cars, going off at it, and then, and then basically Superman comes in, saves the day, and that fisherman dude just comes out of nowhere. Oh yeah, you saved my ass a few times, and can I have a photo with you?
Very odd, isn't it?
Yeah, very. And I was like, So, but anyway, it was, I guess, just trying to set everything up. Yeah.
What do you think of the outfits?
What, Superman's outfit?
Well, I guess everyone's outfits, because these are like really lending from the 52 kind of storylines.
Yeah.
I love them.
Look, completely.
I like these darker little suits because there's going to be your original fans out there, and I get it. Yeah. They love the bright red underwear on the outside, the big yellow and red S on his chest.
Yeah. I
really like these. They look like combat suits.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
and
for sure.
Wonder Woman's outfit is amazing.
Yeah,
in these,
definitely. Her outfit was awesome, and I thought that it also gave a bit of homage to also the Wonder Woman movies as well, which I thought was interesting. But also, like Superman's, like he's got like his little the arm part, I guess the suit part coming up all the way up to his arm there, to his hand, over his knuckles as well. Like, just awesome detail there.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think the DCEU's really lent on some of those styles.
Yeah. Because
it transfers over quite well, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure.
The only one who I wasn't really sold on, like, in, I guess, the supporting characters, would have been Martian Manhunter's outfit. Martian Manhunter actually in this looked odd.
Yeah.
He had a very unsettling moment in this movie as well, when he kind of got exploded into pieces
by Doomsday.
And then shrieking as he's on fire.
Yeah. Look, I don't think they really paid too much attention to him in that retrospect. I think his. I'm trying to think. His outfit reminded me quite a bit of a little while back, where I don't think it was Dark. I'm trying to remember which animated movie it was, but he, it was just like the normal sort of suit. There was nothing really done to it. It was just sort of like, here's the JL, trying to fight off Doomsday. Doomsday had a suit on, which was awesome as well.
Well, that's actually, I've got a couple of notes here that like this movie is quite different from what the original movie and what the original Death of Superman story is. Like, they've taken some liberties, and it seems like they've just modernized the story for today's audience, which I'm on board with, because one of the things we see is they have Batman and Damian Wayne in this.
Yeah, they do. And Bat-Dog.
Yeah. Bat-Dog's massive, by the way.
Bat-Dog is massive.
Man, Damian could ride that thing in the battle.
Yeah.
And both of Superman's parents are alive, which is obviously a massive change from
the death of Jonathan.
Yes.
Yeah, Jonathan Kent. Yeah.
Either way that you think he has a heart attack or gets sucked into a tornado.
Right.
Whatever way you think he dies is that's fine. But I kind of like how they've stepped away from that, because it kind of shows this is a new way of telling these stories, and it's kind of modernizing those past stories, which is really quite good.
Yeah. The thing is, though, is that like we've had with the Batman series and the animated movies, it's been that we've had the son of Batman.
Yes,
we've had like the sort of the story with Damian and that as well. So I was not I wasn't surprised that they had him in this, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, obviously as like a tidbit sort of thing.
Yeah,
saying that I'm gonna have to go to a parent-teacher conference, which I thought was funny. Like saying that he had to go to a parent-teacher conference for Damian because he's probably been acting up. He's probably stabbed some teacher in the head or something like that.
Just smack some necks.
Yeah, just sort of saying the wrong thing, So, I mean, like it's good to see that and like sort of bringing it all together into one universe, which is awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I want to talk about my favorite thing from this movie.
Okay.
Before we move into the bad.
Right. Okay.
Because I don't think you're going to have a lot of bad things to say.
No, I don't
But
think so.
I think I might.
You might? Okay, all right.
The action in this movie was outstanding.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
The brutality that we see from Doomsday is amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Like, simply amazing.
Oh, just wrapping, like, I mean, he had Superman on the ground. He wraps the cape around his neck.
Yes.
Starts to strangle him. And you're like, what the hell? Like, I mean, like, was this rated MA or something?
Yeah,
or
it was only a PG rated movie.
No way.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Oh man, there was so much gore in that.
Absolutely.
For an animated movie. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, it's anyway, yeah, sorry, keep going, mate.
But the fight with Doomsday and Wonder Woman, like, you just see the brutality that this creature's got. He's made to kill.
Yeah.
Definitely. And the way his body's evolving throughout all these battles is amazing. And he actually seems to be getting, like, crueler and crueler as the movie goes on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's shown when, Lois picks up the stone, throws it at him, and he's just growing these, like, spikes on the end of his arms, and he's just like, I'm gonna murder you, Yeah. And then it was like, that's what caused Superman to be like, no, I can't have him kill her. So I thought, honestly, like, just showed, like, Superman's emotions. It showed his his wanting to preserve life, versus Doomsday wanting to, like, destroy everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, it was really awesome.
What's your opinion on this? I felt the action felt very Dragon Ball Z like.
Yeah.
I got a lot of, like, throwbacks to Dragon Ball Z. Like, you see fists colliding together and almost like a little power wave coming out.
Yeah. Or the spinning in midair and throwing them. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Like,
I felt like that was like a good little throw to, and I don't know if it was intentional or not.
It could have been. I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
I can imagine there's now going to be fanboys out there saying DC had to rip off Dragon Ball Z to make their movies good. And, whatever. It is what it is.
Well, they didn't rip off the acting. That's
well, we'll get to that. But, I thought the fights were great. The style of the violence was fantastic. Yeah. Still boggles my mind. It's a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, definitely. I cannot believe that. That's absolutely insane. It was one of the greatest things though. I mean, the violence, the combat in it was absolutely insane. I also thought that, like, bringing the whole element of Doomsday as well at the beginning was awesome. Like saying, like, oh, hey, like, we could have made this, but we didn't. With Star Labs saying that. So I mean, like, I honestly thought this was a great little movie, to be honest with you.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's move into the bad.
Oh, okay. All right.
Do you have anything to say about the bad?
I hated Lex's voice.
Yeah.
Dwight should never be... he should never voice Lex Luthor.
That's fair. Because it really threw me off. Because he's like this... He's a very intimidating character, Lex Luthor. And in this, in these animated movies, like... He's
the smartest dude.
Absolutely.
Smartest dude. He rivals Bruce Wayne.
Definitely. Easily.
In intellect. And like, you're hearing Dwight's voice saying, "Oh yeah, that's the wrong formula for this one," And it's like, oh gosh.
And he's like as physically imposing as what Superman and Batman are.
Yeah.
And for him to come out with Dwight's voice, I feel like he's about to say to Jim in the office, like, something ridiculous.
Yeah.
To take this guy seriously is so incredibly hard for me now.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's a fault of my own, I think.
No, I don't mean, like, and I'll be straight with you, mate. I mean, like, I haven't watched The Office. I haven't watched a single episode. Wow. I know enough about it through memes and through funny bits about it to know what's happening. But all I can hear is Lex Luthor just standing up going, "Michael!"
Yes.
and he after talking to Superman, he punches the dummy's head off. Like, he punches it off, and it just did not match up. The voices just... So I thought that was a poor choice in... I mean, obviously, they're probably thinking, WB, the animated guys, probably thinking, oh, wow, we're going to have this guy as the voice of Lex Luthor. So I just didn't like that. And also, the part where Doomsday fights Lex Luthor as well, in that toy... I don't know what that was.
It's like he's new advanced war suit.
Yeah, but it was
and
like
the fact that the head was a screen on it, that threw me off because I was like, why is his head so big? And it took me like a good 30 seconds to go, okay, it's a projection.
It's a projection.
But then I didn't know, is he in the machine or is he not?
Yeah.
Because if he's projecting on there, like it makes no sense for him to be in that machine.
No.
He could have been remote. That could have been a drone or
He
something.
could have been, he could have been up in these towers somewhere, up in LexCorp Tower.
Yeah.
Chilling out, just on his computer, doing this thing, killing Doomsday.
Definitely.
And it's
why he didn't do that is a massive flaw in this.
Massive
Because
flaw,
I get it, the plot pushes him to have to go and be the man.
Yeah.
The guy who has to save Metropolis.
Yeah, right.
But the theory behind it, and Lex being as smart as he is, I just don't get it.
No.
I don't get how his machine seemed to be overpowering Doomsday so quickly.
Right.
And then get dominated just as quickly.
So I thought it was a Kryptonian laser. I thought it was
So did I.
I thought it was a Krypton laser a kryptonite laser, sorry, that he was using. But then again, like, how do we know, like, from this story, obviously, that Doomsday was from Krypton?
Exactly.
How do we know that? How do we know that? How did he know that was going to work so effectively? It could have made him stronger.
Could have.
All we know. It could have
Exactly.
made him stronger. He would have just ripped everybody apart,
That would have been a really good twist on the story, actually.
It would have been absolutely
Like if they found out that Doomsday was from Krypton,
Yeah.
and they go, okay, let's see if Kryptonite weakens him like it does Superman.
Yeah.
Turns out it only makes him stronger.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Missed opportunity.
It was, and they had no backstory for that as well. It's
Yeah.
why Lex thought of this, or why he chose that specific, machine to take on Doomsday out of all. Because we saw the other ones.
He had an army of
He had
suits.
an army of suits there, and he chose this one specifically for it that had no arms on it. Basically, it was like a walking dinosaur with a cannon on its back.
It reminded me of the old RoboCop movies.
Oh yeah,
where they had those I guess walking tyrant guns.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
I felt like RoboCop was going to walk in any minute.
All I could see was the Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's all I could see, man.
That's fair. Now, I want to talk about something that bothered me through this whole movie from the very start.
Yeah.
The animation in this movie was shithouse for what a DC movie does.
Oh, you're talking about like the emotions that the characters had and that?
Well, just everything.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't have that polish that these movies usually have.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a budget constraint because it is a longer movie, but these movies are usually beautifully made.
Yeah. The
This
artwork
one
is
just
usually
didn't
really good.
have it.
Yeah, artwork is usually really good on these ones. I mean, it could have been because it's a direct to DVD though.
Maybe.
Like,
it just didn't have it in it.
Maybe the kids are probably thinking, kids are probably going to watch it. Whatever. They won't notice too much. They're all going to worry about is the fighting and the combat there. So it wasn't like Justice League Dark where the colors were vibrant. And,
Exactly.
you
This had a
wanted to
very
watch that.
flat tone throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
You could
for
say it wasn't even Snyderized.
Yeah.
It was Marvelized because it was the colors were there. It's just the saturation was taken out of it.
Yeah, it was for sure. Yeah, definitely.
And it really took me out of like what this movie was because it felt like this was a TV show.
Yeah.
Not a actual DC animated movie of the highest standards that you usually get.
No, definitely
This was just like your Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
It honestly felt...
Well, Flash did say he wanted to be a part of the Titans.
Well, he did.
He did.
And I don't blame him. I do not blame him because that takes me to my next point.
Right.
The supporting characters were dog shit in this movie.
Absolutely horrible.
And I get it. This is a story about how Superman dies.
Right. But even Batman, like, I mean, Wonder Woman, and I think the reason they did a little bit on her was because she had a bit of history with Superman in the past. Yeah, I mean, and obviously because of how popular Wonder Woman is right now, and they even said that actually on the when they were meeting.
Yes,
did you hear that?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
there's some fourth wall breaking in this movie, and
definitely.
it's not. I don't think it's meant to be actual fourth wall breaking, but it's a little bit subtle in the sense. Yeah, my merchandise is selling quite well,
very well right now. I could probably fund the Justice League for the next. and Batman's like, are you serious? Like.
And that's quite good because that's something you don't actually reference or you get anything put into in these movies, actually in these universes.
Yeah.
How do these guys make money?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I mean, going back to how bad the supporting cast was, I mean, Hawkman got he got his ass kicked. Green Lantern got his ass kicked. Flash was sort of like, okay, and then he got his ass kicked by Doomsday. Wonder Woman had, a little bit more story. Batman didn't have any story at all, man, apart from obviously Damian there, but...
I have a real issue with Batman.
Do you? Why is that?
I love the character.
Right.
But damn, these movies, they write him to be overpowered for what he is. He's just a man.
Yeah, exactly.
And Green Lantern is literally one of the most powerful characters in this DC universe.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
They make him out to be a dumb man.
Yeah.
Who's very egotistical.
Yeah.
Obviously, this Justice League is not team playing.
And we forget too that Hal Jordan is a fighter pilot.
Exactly.
Like, he's not a dumb dude.
He's not a dumb dude.
He's not dumb, no. And he's taking on monsters like Doomsday all the time with the Green Lantern Corps. And then, you're right. Yeah, they completely overpower him. On this
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
I do love Batman, though. I'm putting that on the record.
I know you do. But the thing is, like, Green Lantern, top of his game.
Right.
He's one of the best characters out in the DC universe.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah.
They make him terrible in these movies. I haven't enjoyed Green Lantern in maybe the last 2 or 3 animated movies. And I don't know if that has to do with the writing. I don't know if it has to do with the voice acting. I don't know if it's with the storytelling.
Yeah.
It's probably a combination of all of them.
I would completely agree with you.
But it's just not working for me.
Yeah.
Another one is The Flash.
Yeah.
The Flash is literally one of the smartest people.
He's a clean-up guy, man. He's a
clean-up guy. And that's the thing. He's kind of like just treated as... second tier.
And that's probably why they probably had that at the beginning too. Like, Flash was doing the cleanup, and it's like, we're not going to pay too much attention to these guys yet, you know. And I mean, I think he'll get his point. He will get his time at Flashpoint. I think they'll make. I think they'll make another Flashpoint with the New 52.
But there's so much more to the Flash and just that Flashpoint storyline.
Yeah.
He has the second best to Batman, which cripples me to say, in a storyline, to a rogues gallery, he has unimaginable power, and they just do not utilize him.
That's might be the reason though, you know, like, because if you have a guy who's
too overpowered,
he's too overpowered,
absolutely,
and he just needs his own space.
I get that,
but you're right. When you got Batman throwing his putty grenades onto Doomsday, and it's like throwing him back. Yeah. And you're like, wait a second, that guy just threw a semi-trailer.
Exactly.
A semi-trailer truck at someone. It blew up and it didn't worry him. You know what I mean? Like, the cops are like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
He came out of it like it was nothing, but yet Batman's pellets can throw him back like that?
Yeah.
Like, no, like, he's just a dude. He's trying his best. He is trying his best. I can see him all the time. He's just like, I'm just trying, guys.
Yeah. But he's doing better than everyone else.
Right. He lasted longer than everyone.
That really frustrates me.
Lasted longer than Green Lantern.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lasted longer than the Flash.
Lasted longer than the Flash and Green Lantern. And Cyborg.
Yes. It's not possible.
No, not at all. No.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
But I mean, again, that's
Batman.
That's Batman. That's the popular power. Yeah.
But that's shit.
Yeah.
Like, in the end, it's really shit.
Yeah.
And I don't like it.
All he got was a bloody mouth, and he's just like, and we need your clock.
Yeah.
We need your
pretty much.
That's
like, he got thrown across the ground, and that was about it.
Yeah. He's not broken.
He's not.
He did.
Oh, he looked like he had some broken ribs
He did
something.
pop his dislocated shoulder in, but I mean, I've done that. So I've popped a dislocated shoulder in, and that's nothing. So yeah.
You just went up against something that killed Superman, and you came out with a dislocated shoulder and some busted ribs.
Yeah, you're good.
No. Fuck you, writers. Fuck you.
Yeah. No,
Fair enough. That moves into my next point. The writing was terrible throughout this whole movie. The dialogue was terrible. It was choppy. The story was... This was a drag to watch for the first...
Did you really think that?
40 minutes.
I was enjoying the ride, man.
Were you really?
Yeah. I was like, obviously, I hang out for these movies all the time, man.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I see them come up, I'm like, I think I actually have the Wikipedia page like marked on my phone. I have it like for all the ones that come out, the DC animated films. And no, I really have to disagree with you on that, man.
That's fair.
I thought that the writing was. I thought it was obviously not the best writing. Again, we're dealing with the direct to DVD.
Yeah,
we're dealing with that. This isn't the blockbuster.
But,
it is. But yeah, go
in
on.
saying that doesn't mean you can't have a good flow or a good story.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of the most iconic comic book stories
Right.
in Superman's history, if not the most iconic.
Yeah.
For it to feel boring until the fighting happened is kind of an injustice, no pun intended, to the Superman character.
No, definitely. I do think though that the writing, was not on par of what it could be. It definitely was not on par of what it could be, but it was, for me, the story was it was smooth for me. I felt like it was a smooth ride for me. Again, I was sitting on my couch, just loving the fact that I get to watch an animated movie again.
Oh, and you know what? And that's the thing. Like at the end of the day, it is an animated movie.
Right. Yeah.
It's not meant to be a cinema masterclass.
No,
it's there for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
For everyone.
Yeah. But I mean, I definitely do see where you're coming from though. Yeah. Because there were parts where I'm like, well, wait, hang on, wait, what? Like, why is this happening? Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Like, I can definitely see where you're coming from there, Kate. Yeah.
I mean, as much as I loved how they had to kind of humanize Clark and Superman, they just kind of did it in a little bit of a slow way.
Yeah. It was very chop-changey with Clark. I can definitely see that, for sure.
Let's move on to the ugly truth.
Oh, no. Okay, all right. The ugly truth now.
What do you think? Is it give me a little wrap up of your thoughts of the movie, and if it's hit, shit, or split.
Okay. Look, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was great. I definitely thought that they humanized Superman quite a lot in this.
Yep.
Even though, despite as we discussed before, that Clark and the Superman sort of stories was just very disjointed. Like out of nowhere, he's bumping into Lois. Like we just went. I wasn't expecting that. But I thought it was overall, I thought it was great. I thought Wonder Woman was awesome in it. Can't get enough of Wonder Woman. Love her. I can't get enough of just the story of Superman. Can't get enough of the story of also like the whole DCEU in this as well, the animated one there, because it's bringing all of this all together. So I thought this was another little piece of the pie, so to speak, in the whole animated DCEU. Yeah. So for me, it would be I think it'd be a hit.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Really,
for me, this could have been a massive hit.
Oh God, damn
it could have been. It could have been, but it just had a slow story.
Yeah,
bad dialogue, some questionable voice acting.
Well, I'll hand you that one for the voice acting for sure.
And the terrible animation on this. Yeah. Like it just kind of, for an animated movie.
Yeah,
it's got to be good.
Yeah.
If this was 10 years ago, you'd let it slide.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
in this day and age, it's got to be good.
Yeah. It almost had like sort of like a chalky sort of part to it, wasn't it? Yeah, definitely a chalky part. Yeah.
All the background elements were just flat.
Yeah. Well, even even in the part where it's the funeral there, right? The funeral, and we're looking at the faces.
Yeah.
And they all
They're
same.
like three lines.
Yeah, they all look the same.
Yeah.
And then you got obviously Martha and Jonathan in the front, but all the same looking face at the back there.
There was two guys carrying Clark's casket who had the same face.
I did not see that.
I'll show you after this, and they are exactly the same. And I was like, that's lazy.
Yeah.
That's so lazy.
Yes, that's very lazy, yeah.
I'm split on this.
You're split on this?
I wanted to go in here, and I wanted to love it. But
come on, first one that we do together, and you're going for a split?
Hey man, I'm harsh now.
Oh my God.
But look, this movie was good in areas, but I tell you, it could have been great, but it just settled for okay, in my opinion.
All right. I don't know. I got to disagree with you on that one.
Fair enough. Now, let's talk super quickly about the after credit scenes, because this was surprising.
Yes, this caught me off guard.
I almost missed these because I almost turned it off instantly.
I did not know until I saw the trivia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what? Was like, there's after credit scenes? And then you had to show me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And there's 4 of these bad boys.
Yeah.
Forget your normal 1 or 2.
Right.
You get 4 in this.
Right.
So the first one you see is Superboy, who was, if you missed it, when Lex was going through his lab, you kind of get a look at a person all kind of balled up. Yeah. Superboy right there, baby. Yeah. Next one was the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah.
Which we see Clark's spaceship kind of take off and go make a new home.
Yeah.
we see a Superman flying there. Question, who is this?
Well, I mean, it has to be Superman.
Has to be, right?
It has to be. I mean, you see him at the end of the film. He's well, again, dark, shadowy. Don't know if it's Superman, but there's no coffin. There's a dude floating in the sky.
It's Superman, right?
I don't know. I'm no Lex Luthor, but I'm pretty sure that's fucking Superman.
Another after credits scene we get is a sneak at Steel. Very interesting. This boy is back in the DC universe. Yeah. It's good to see him coming into the DC animated universe.
Yeah, let's see if Shaq will do it. Let's see if Shaq will do the
He has to voice him. It would be a waste not to have Shaq voice him.
It would be a complete waste. Yeah, but anyway, I'm looking forward to that one.
We'll find out. We should start a petition for that.
We should, actually, yeah. We'll do a GoFundMe.
Let's do it.
GoFundMe to fund the lawyers to get Shaquille O'Neal
to write up the contract.
Yeah.
I like that. And the very last after credit scene, which kind of answers all these questions, is we look at Cyborg Superman.
Yeah. Definitely coming through. Yeah, good shot of him. A very patriotic shot though.
Indeed,
it was interesting. Yeah.
What's interesting is the Cyborg story is it's quite good because it starts off. He acts off as the normal Superman because he doesn't have the half face. He's fully covered, and of course Superman does come back to life. Mullet. Glorious mullet.
Oh, yep.
And I'll be so disappointed if they don't put a mullet on him.
I hope they get him the black suit.
They have to.
Oh, I hope he has a black suit for that.
It would be amazing. They'll do it. They'll have to.
Yeah, they have to do it.
And we find out that this Superman is starting to slowly become bad and kill people.
Yeah, that's right. Because he doesn't understand the difference between right and wrong.
Pretty much.
Like
He's a robot.
Everything's right and everything's wrong.
Yeah.
Everything's wrong. Yeah.
So that will be the next movie. I'm very excited for that. So
let's hope. Otherwise, they might look into. I'm hoping they do a Green Lantern movie.
They need to. They need to give that character some justice.
They do.
They need to do a Green Lantern and the Flash team up.
Yeah, definitely. No. I want a separate Flash movie as well. To be honest.
Do you?
Yeah. I just want more. I want more of the animated movies. Just give them to me.
Fair. That's a good point. And that's going to do it for another episode. Stay tuned for next week's show, which I can't tell you what it is.
No, I don't know. What is the next episode?
I don't know. We're going to play by ear because this one's kind of recorded in the bank.
Right.
You know, the illusion of podcasting is also wrecked again by me. I do apologize for that.
No, it's okay. That's all right.
But in the meantime, you can find us on social media, and that's Comic Confidential on Facebook, at Comic Con Pod for Instagram and Twitter. And you can also find us on our website. That's comicconpod.com. There's past episodes, future episodes, and everything in between.
That's right. Yeah.
If you want to support the show, you can do that on Patreon. That's patreon.com/ComicConPod, where you can support the show for as little as $1 a month. And that gets you access to a bonus episode each week. And if you're at the right tier, you get a new episode of Netflix and Chat each month.
Nice.
So, and this, a couple of weeks ago now, when this comes out, you'll hear Garrett's introduction episode to the Patreon group. So that's going to be a good, fun episode. Yeah. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the new boy on the block, Garrett Elwood.
Nice, new dude.
I
like that. Yeah.
You can head over to patreon.com and check it out. But that's it. Yeah. Thanks for listening. I'm Cade.
And I'm Garrett.
And this has been Comic Confidential, a pop culture podcast.
Are you going to say cheers?
Cheers.
Cheers. I'm not going to say peace. I might say...
Yeah, what's your bye-bye?
Might be stay classy, San Diego.
That's nice.
Yeah, I'm going to stay there. I'm going to keep that one.
You're going to keep that one?
Yeah. I know it's Ron Burgundy, but I'll keep that. I'm going to use mustache.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I got a library full of rich mahogany.
Oh, yes.
Many leather-bound books.
What? You know I don't speak Spanish. In English, please.
You ate the whole wheel?
I'm not even mad.
I'm impressed. If you love this podcast, then head over to comicconpod.com to check out the other incredible shows on our network.
Whether you love comedy, pop culture, or movie and TV reviews, CC Radio has got you covered.